Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back. How good of you to join once more to Panagos. Last episode we repelled some major attacks and survived this quite well. And also we continue with some city development into the hinterlands here, also expanding our farmer population, which is not looking that great right now because of course we have moved most of them to worker and artisan level. And this is where I would like to continue also with the harbor area. We are in fact starting with the harbor area right away because some changes need to be done here. The first thing is that I would like to remodel this area there. We do have some depots here. These are just some minor depots, right? They're really worthless in the greatest scheme of things. And then we got those two shipyards here that I'm now going to delete completely. Let's get rid of the keys that we have in this area too. So I always said that this whole thing here is temporary, and that's exactly what it's looking now. We do have this area over here that is of course a dangerous area, right? Because every 60 minutes or so a major attack comes in and destroys my fishermen. Yeah, that's what I have to live with. And we continue, of course, with that as well with the sand mines now. I do have, as far as I know, some sand mines. And we need to check how many we have. We have 4, right? It's really not that much. Is this actually feasible for us? Are we producing enough sand? Of course we're not, right? So it's way below that. We have deleted some sand mines. We've upped some productions. Sand is absolutely not okay the way it looks right now. We need a total of 24 per minute, which is a lot, honestly. That would be 12 sand mines. If we boost them with electricity, we could tone it down to 6 of them. The problem is electricity is a rare good right now for me. We can check it up. We have a bit of oil there, 500 tons, but it's only increasing with around 1 ton per minute right now. So it's a really slow growth. Any more power plant would probably bring this one to even a reducing good, right? So going down. Let's actually delete the sand mines here. Well, this is rather counterintuitive for what I've just said. We're going to move that last depot over there as well because I just need that space. We're going to add instead a whole bunch of new sand mines over here. So we are going to make a big sand mine area then as well. This is an area that gets deleted quite often, I realize, right? Let's start with the 6 here for now. Can we boost them? Yeah, without actually losing any happiness there, we can boost them. We do have most likely way too much fish. It is at 33, we only need 16. So I can most likely get rid of this whole row here of fishermen and still have a surplus. Perfect. And this makes it possible for us to add even more sand mines than here. I can go ahead with the first one. And then, oops, we're probably just going to add a whole bunch of them here. Sand mines are cheap to build, right? And we do need just a whole bunch of them. They're probably getting deleted in one of the incoming attacks, I realize that. But it's going to be worth it still. With that, with the boosted mode, we're producing now, 33. So we are actually having a surplus here, which we need because at some point, as I said, these will go down. These will be destroyed. Then we need to have a buffer, right? So we need to have some surplus storage here that we can work with. Let's actually upgrade that warehouse here. It is a bit too small sized. And let's build a second one here too that we're going to upgrade as well. And then we're just going to have this circle there. 2 warehouses should do the trick for all these sand mines and fishermen coming in. And those are looking rather well for the moment. Perfect. That's one thing that we can do. With that, space. Oh, we have so much of it now. I would like to use this. First of all, let's build another big baddie. We do have the influence. So we have 4 big baddies in this area now. Beautifully. And I think that's it for the space though. Yep, so there's really not that much space. We can actually still squeeze something in here. The attacks will always come in on that side. There's just for me no idea how it would be from this side, right? We're also toning it down with the propaganda, saving some influence there. So we have 20 again. I'm going to get rid of completely of the money propaganda. So we're at 34 now out of the 50 that we were before. And in that case here, this is still fine. And we're of course continuing with the money boost without money propaganda from now on. I need to tone it down because we need the influence. Let's move some of those flamethrowers. We have them here. That's 3. And then these actually we can keep here just for the heck of it. Can we move them a bit further? Oh, and no, there's the influence radius then of that. But I probably should be able to move it in a bit further Now, let's keep them outside there. They can stay outside. That's important. Alright, look at the space in this harbor area. And this space we're going to need now for my first steam shipyard. I was thinking about going for the advanced shipyard right away. However, we can't build those ships yet. So let's go ahead and build us a normal steam shipyard. We just need to make sure that it has electricity. There's the power plant and there's the electricity, right? So let's just have it somewhere over here. Whoop-de-doo, 90,000 it costs me and a whole bunch of resources. I don't even know why there is a warehouse here. Does it serve a purpose? No, it does not. Let's move the warehouse a bit further over. We can also move the glassmaker over to make this whole area also look a bit cleaner, right? These warehouses here are no longer required, and theoretically we also don't need that here. Or that key here, because they can just survive on their own. I mean, for aesthetics' sake, we can just move it like this. There is a connection going to them, because some people need to work there after all, and they need something. Now with this, right, we do have now steamships, and as we can see, we got a whole lot of them, right? We got these new World War ships, the Schleswig-Holstein, also over here the Bismarck class ship. These are very heavy fighters, right? So this one here has 18,000 hit points and is doing 80 damage per second. Just in comparison, the battle cruiser does 65 damage and has only 6,000 hit points. The battleship has 11,000 hit points. So this is a major step up in hit points there once more for the Bismarck class. So these are the modded World War ships that we have. However, of course, we do need to wait a bit more. We need lots of brass and it cost me 50 influence and 200 advanced weapons. That's not going to be easy. And then I have the advanced shipyard that I can also build at some point later. Let's stick with that, because here we can now build finally the cargo ships, and this is what I would like to do. Let's start with the first two. They're just way more efficient than your normal basic ones, right? And with that, yeah, steamship production is now on its way. We're a bit slow on that this time around, but we should still be fine, right? As we only really need cargo traders for that. Let's also have my fur trades going on again. I mean, they have been stuck in a limbo up to this point, but there's no enemy ships now anymore in this corridor, so we can probably safely go ahead. There's a battle cruiser, but that is just passing by. The steamships will do then a better job, of course, of delivering those resources. Once more, let's also check out some of those items that we have here. Of course, I'm eyeing specifically Chef Michel here, but yeah, he's really shy this time. Let's go also to Isabel Sarmento and look for the occasional white flag that sometimes appears. We are also really unlucky with this time, so there's just no white flag. Oof, let's go back, because now we can focus on something else entirely, and that is this whole area. So we want to continue with the city growth. We have this smaller industry zone here full of advanced or full of kitchens. Let's move them over there a bit. This can also be a smaller industry zone here. Totally right. That can work there, right? So it's already starting to look like one, and we probably will just expand on that. The bridge continues here, so we don't theoretically need that bridge. Probably should still should have one here. Who knows? And we can go ahead with some more houses here. So this is also going to be advanced city districts. Let's keep a bit of a distance there to the river, and here we can then have actually that bridge going over to the main road. Right, and here's then the main road. It continues and has the bridge then over to that side. People at some point, of course, need to go to work there. Alright, she was here quickly, so we lose 2 clippers now, that's fine. We don't need those clippers anymore. But she was quick about that, right? So they take this whole corridor for themselves now. And there's no way for me right now to do anything here. These ships are too advanced and too many of them. Because it's Miss Hunt, the Admiral and Princess Ching, all 3 factions, moving now deeper into my territory. Yes, take it down. And while you're at it, you might also take down Toby. Because honestly at this point, I probably don't really care about this island anymore. We could get in with the Docklands too. That might actually be the safer, more reliable way. For that we do need one more export office though. Can I actually build one more? Yes. Let's just see where we could add one, probably up here. We'll also make a second row over there. Let's build another one here. This gives me another export office, another contract that we can add. And I really need to work on another item though, that we need to export. So I'm once again eyeing the weapons. Yeah, and also here, by the way, moment of truth. Will Princess Ching take over to Wii now, or will she just purchase the shares again like last time? Take over the shares. Finally. So we have this question now, or this matter out of our context as well, because we no longer need to worry about it. We just can't hold them. It's not going to happen at all. The remaining influence that I get back from this, I could invest into another big baddie, and I probably want to. Unfortunately, I think we cannot build the big baddies at the moment on the shore, or on the land itself, right? So there is no. Where is it? Yes, actually we can do it. Let's do it. Let's build a big baddie here on land as well. So we can build up a smaller hub of defensives here. Right, so this is one of the few ways that we can cheat our way actually in protecting this island. I mean, we're not really cheating, right? The AI is already extremely powerful against us. And with that, building us up a bigger defense power here then as well. Full with big baddies and stuff like that. So this is the vanguard before they move into the real defense, right? So this is going to be fun to watch, I guess, in the future. And here we can continue with normal building again. So we already have this road here. We don't need a triple road on that side, I think. I mean, we can still make it into a nice road, but nah, I don't think so. We're just going to have some normal houses then here as well, coming up on both sides. Probably going to keep this area available as some ornaments, because it's really close to the shore. And here we then just have some blocks again. And this I would also like to keep for some smaller ornaments than here. Can we actually cross these bridges? Nah. That would have been a surprise. But we need more space. Panagos needs to grow, and we are growing now into the riverlands here too. And up here, this is unfortunately another plateau, so this is not something I can use for now. We can only continue to grow into this region now, closer to those farms. There is my road. I was not expecting to actually have the cattle farms still at this stage of the game, but unfortunately we are just unlucky there. And this is the other triple road that we have that we need to be careful of. Right, we might actually then come together again here somewhere, or actually here, why not? Actually make this one a triple road connection, and then we can have just some safe blocks of houses there again that go then into the farm area, which makes sense at this point because these are farmers, right? And those farmers are now just working and living beside those farms. Also over there. And I'm just going to spam really some basic blocks here, because this is all not final, so we are definitely going to move some of them around again, adding some more ornaments, some service buildings. And once we get rid of the farms, the whole area is going to, yeah, look different again anyway. Once more. We don't need this warehouse here as far as I know, right? We get the warehouse here. But this is totally not required. We can make the connection here just fine. That's a dual road, alright. And then we can just have those blocks here. Make the connections then as well. And move a bit further here along the streets towards those farmlands there. Back to the docklands. So I've been fiddling around a bit with my goods here, and unfortunately this is still the only way that I can come up with. So once again we need to use sewing machines in order to get the fur in. Problem here is we don't need 350, so actually it's 300, but 350 to keep the current demand of furs active. The problem is sewing machines is the only viable good that I have here with a ratio of 1 to 3. The soap, for example, is crazy, right? We would actually need 2 to 1 for the soap. so I would need to up my soap production quite a bit more than I can actually care for. The weapons is actually also not that valuable, as the ratio is 1:1, and weapons is something that we produce only in low quantities, and up it up to high quantities would deplete my steel once more. So another thing that I can't really do. Glass is not really working out for me. Coffee is something that we import ourselves, so this is also not good. Steam motors, advanced weapons, we need ourselves. I can't use them, otherwise we would cripple our military production at later points. It's still all about sewing machines for me at the moment, because 126 tons of sewing machines we can easily get in, right, by just adding a few more sewing machine factories, boosting them up. The value of sewing machines is already pretty high, so we don't even need to produce that much in order to keep demand here. There is a bit of room here. I think we can still squeeze in one more factory if I'm doing this a bit right here. So let's just check it out. There is actually my power plant as well, and I think we can just use it like that to have another sewing machines factory. And this is then whoopie-doopie also producing again at 15 seconds, so 4 tons per minute once more in addition. It's just crazy really how high you can push those sewing machines. And that is even without Faraz al-Sarami at this point, which will also still come in. Steel-wise, we're still looking fine, right? So the surplus here would still be 4 tons per minute. It's much higher than that, of course, because we're capping on some steel items here at the moment, so this is fine. I do have resources. We can actually build the depots. I should do this. Let's build some 4 more modules here, right? Gives me some nice attractiveness there too, and increasing our docklands size with that. With that, we have now a maximum storage of 1,650. That's fine. There's the occasional attack coming in on that side again. I might actually build me 2 or 3 big baddies on that side for 60 influence to start protecting this area too. If that really helps, I have no idea. Because they can just send in way more ships, obviously. Now we continue with the upgrading, but like 1,000 farmers at the moment that we can push, so it's a whole bunch of these guys here. Why is it not possible? Now, perfect. I would also like to continue over here. I think also, yep, this area is definitely going to be high density, quality residential zones. So that means high paying stuff, right, with lots of good infrastructure. There's still the occasional worker coming in. And those guys here, we can definitely also upgrade. So that's 160 farmers and 3,000 workers. And that means, of course, we can probably go ahead and upgrade this whole row there. Perfect. And probably these guys. And this leads to 4,400 artisans once more. Let's also upgrade these guys. There's a bunch more. And of course in this zone here, we can continue onwards as well. Into more artisans. Out of timber once more. Now look at that, from time to time there's actually also some ships getting lost once again. I don't know what it is with those cliffs, right? The Admiral is usually pushing for these cliffs quite a bit all the time. And as we can see, yeah, they're once again just barely staying out of the perimeter there to not get attacked. My personnel was already itching, unfortunately, but yeah. That's not going to be, and that's not going to work for now. They're still going to destroy, though, this side here once more. That's just some fishermen and sand mines. It's easy to rebuild. Doesn't cost me a bit. And there's, I think, at least no other way of actually doing this for the moment. Alright, there's also, of course, my cargo ships now, finally. In that case here, we can add some different skins. I love these skins here for the cargo ships, right? So the basic version I don't like so much. This trawler here is just looking much better. And we're going to replace now, of course, my clippers here. So you can actually build a few more of these, right? They don't cost me that much influence as well, 3 per ship. And they're just much more powerful, faster, more durable, and yeah, a lot more storage then as well. So these are now the coffee and the cotton. For the coffee, I'm already using also a Royal Galleon. We probably can keep it for the moment. And Dorothy is one of the new cargo ships. The cotton is fine for the moment. The fur we can actually delete. I'm not intending, or well, I can't get back Tovi. This is not going to work out. For the rum, we have still the clippers. And for the bricks, we also have the... this I can actually keep. For the caoutchouc, I would probably like to start now getting also the cargo ships off then as well. Mudlark is probably one of the ships that I'm going to replace them as well. Look at that here. It has 600 tons of caoutchouc loaded. It's incredible, really. Sean, you want 130,000. Yes, we can do this to keep the peace with the pirate in the New World. That's actually pretty important. I don't want to lose him too. Another depot we can still add. That's 1,700 on the storage now. Another trade is happening. We are now on the way with the sewing machines to legendary level. Perfect. This will be great. The soap is also leveling up here to epic soon. I still need some low-level products to get me some more licenses out there. So we can actually use some of them that we have, of course, in high quantities, where we can actually have high production going on, right? So this is probably going to be logs. Is always a safe bet because lumberjacks produce in high quantity. We could also go ahead with the fish because we don't need that much fish anymore with my farmers. Of course, bad example right now. They're destroyed for the moment, but of course, once we start production here again, this might be actually a valuable thing. And it's not about exporting really, it's all about unlocking more licenses for more export offices. This is the only real goal here. It's looking rather well up here already. There we can squeeze in one more. Right, and let's just check it out. There we probably can add one more. 96%, I'm happy with that. This is already pretty cramped. Here we can actually add more. So let's have another warehouse here. And then have another 100%, another 100%. Perfect, that's 8 more tons. Right, so this is the way. We can really get a lot of stuff out this way. And then here for now, let's actually add another 100%. And here we can add another 100% behind the clay pit. And up here in the farm area, we can add another one. That one definitely needs... Oh, yeah. Definitely need to up here the capacities of my warehouses. This is where the potatoes are coming in high quantities. And we still need those potatoes for the moment. With that, we have a lot of logs that we can potentially export now. And I would like to do the same thing also with my fish then as well. Alright, the siege is over in that case, so let's rebuild. That's the fisherman and the sand mines, so it's 22,000 and a few basic mining resources, or, well, building resources. So this is all nice and dandy. Let's have a look at the fish here. So we're producing at 6 per minute right now on the surplus side. Adding a few more is probably not going to be that great. No, it's really this the only one more that I can have, it seems. And this one is unfortunately out of reach there too. Here, that's also not working. That's also not working. So this is really the maximum I can go with here, it seems. And then we're out of harbor area again, right? So fish-wise, yeah, we'll just see. Log-wise, I'm sitting at now 53, right? So we will definitely be able to export those 53 surplus into a new good. Perfect. Some rights, that's fine. We have 6,000 artisans. Of course, yeah, going to investors is probably my next goal now. I feel pretty confident with my defenses that we have right now. So I think we can actually go ahead and upgrade them now soon. There's a whole bunch of artisans. There they are. There they are. Right, to invest to engineers as many as possible. Yeah, so far so good. I think investor time is upon us. With that, we're going to unlock a whole bunch of new things. And especially influence for more big baddies to also finally be able to protect this side of Panagos here too. Which of course we at some point really need to. And then I'm thinking about some new skins for my engineer residences. Stay tuned.